Version 3 and Version 4 cards make it into today's set review video, and with the final card of Kimeramon being revealed, this set review can finally conclude. Diving right in, Tokomon is the Version 3 trait level 2, that has a simple Your Turn effect in which when this Digimon with face-down Digivolution cards would Digivolve into a Version 3 trait Digimon card, you reduce the Digivolution cost by 1. Remember that Sukamon? The inheritable is identical, but instead of Version 2, it's a Version 3 trait. Ultimately, while you may question where these level 2s can possibly go, it's a matter of how you want to top-end your deck. Do these really come into play? Because DM trait Digimon are mostly interchangeable with each other, it's only a matter of what they can search and what some of them can Digivolve into. Patamon's the searcher of the deck that is very similar to Agumon and Gabumon, but instead of slotting a Version 1 or Version 2 trait, Patamon slots a Version 3 trait after revealing the top 3 cards and adding one DM trait card to the Digivolution sources. But unlike DP buffs or jamming, this Digimon provides barrier. Out of the 3 so far amongst the set review cards, I still like Gabumon the most. Unimon dashes in with training as well, like most of the level 4s. It has a when Digivolving and when attacking effect where once per turn, by placing one card in your hand face down as this Digimon's bottom Digivolution card, if you have as many or fewer security cards as this Digimon has face down Digivolution cards, you recover 1. Meaning if you have one face down card and 1 security, you recover 1. Combine this with some of your training level 3s and also training in the raise, and you could potentially recover at 3 life. The inheritable is a when attacking effect that reduces one of your opponent's Digimon by 2000 DP for the turn. Simple and clean. Andromon returns as a new super rare for this set. To some degree, this card honestly makes me think it was a power-crept EX9 Andromon, mainly because the inheritable is still blocker. It shares the same on-play reduction as Metal Greymon and Metal Mememon, but has an on-play and when Digivolving effect that focuses on DP reduction. First, by placing a card face down as this Digimon's bottom Digivolution card, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 3000 DP until their turn ends. But for each face down card in the sources, it's an extra 2000 DP reduction. Potentially good removal. Of course Etemon jumps into this too, being a Digimon that Digivolves from Sukamon for 3 or any DM trait card for a cost of 4. This Digimon has an effect where when any of your Version 3 trait Digimon would Digivolve into this card, for each face down Digivolution card, you reduce the Digivolution cost by 1. While the initial 4 cost is high, it could also be much cheaper. Though for Tribal Sukamon, I don't see the value of it. It has a when Digivolving and when attacking effect, where once per turn by trashing this Digimon's bottom Digivolution card, you recover 1. The Alterns effect is when your security is removed from, once per turn one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 4000 DP. A nifty little trick in combination with Valkyriemon Ace for potentially doing some massive damage to the board. Moving to the green Version 3s, Kunemon is the only one, being a larva trait Digimon that has the training ability and inheritable piercing. It's not terrible, but largely green cards do need something at this point because their abilities are countered by immunity that prevents Digimon from leaving play. Sukamon is very interesting for the fact that it follows similar mechanics to Numemon from the first video. This means you tuck sources and go into Andromon or even Etemon for some damaging plays. Heavy DP removal with inheritable blocker, or do you trash the source to recover 1? Decisions. Hiandromon Ace is the newest Blast Evo Digimon here, being able to Digivolve for 4 from a black or yellow level 5, or any DM trait level 5 for a cost of 3. On play and when Digivolving, by placing one 8000 DP or lower Digimon as the bottom security card, you trash your opponent's top security card. Keep in mind, based on the way it's worded, this means that you could recover one of your Digimon to the security and then force your opponent to trash. Interestingly, this combos extremely well with the Andromon, mainly because of Andromon's DP reduction. But is it enough for Tribal? I don't think so. Ogremon is the next purple level 4 with training, and with it being backed up by Devimon, there's some shenanigans I could definitely see with some of these Digimon. In particular, these Digimon could be floodgate killers. When Digivolving and when attacking, once per turn by placing one card in your hand face down as this Digimon's bottom Digivolution card, delete one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon. I think this is great tech for purple decks that can be stopped in their tracks by floodgates, but we'll see how the format ultimately develops. The last Version 3 card, of course, goes to Kimeramon, the last secret rare of the set. This Digimon has Rush, Security Tech +1, and can be assembled with 7 level 4 DM trait Digimon with different names by placing them from the trash under it for its reduced play cost. Meaning with all 7, you'd play Kimeramon for 3 memory. This Digimon has an on-play and when Digivolving effect, where you may place one level 4 or lower DM trait Digimon from your trash as this Digimon's top Digivolution card. Then delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the same color as any of this Digimon's Digivolution cards. However, if this Digimon has 6 or more colors in the Digivolution cards, instead, delete one of each of your opponent's Digimon with different colors. While great removal, when comparing this to the old Kimeramon, there are quite a number of limiting factors. Nothing makes this Kimeramon actually a colored Digimon. Based how I'm reading it and interpreting it, this card is always white, so Digivolving it has a number of limited options. But on the bright side, all turns, this Digimon gets plus 1000 DP for each color in its Digivolution cards, meaning if you can slot all the colors under him, he'd be 17,000 DP on all turns. Now that is hard to get around. But overall, I feel like there's something missing here, but this will require testing. Switching gears to version 4, Nanimon is the green level 2 of the set and requires your version 4 trait Digimon to be played, in order to then trash this Digimon's bottom face down Digivolution card to gain 1 memory. With the way that text is, it feels like conditional Digiburst. But to understand how this one works, it's time to move on to the other cards to fully see how version 4 trait cards interact with each other. Biyomon is the only red version 4 trait Digimon, and besides training could provide some great support for Phoenixmon decks with its inheritable raid. This is one of the first cards to have generic raid without any conditions attached to it, and I'm excited to see how this Digimon will be used. With Nanimon, this Digimon has the same end of your turn effect as Numemon and Sukamon. However, it digivolves explicitly into a version 4 trait Digimon in the hand or trash. This Digimon also provides an inheritable for reducing the DP of your opponent's security Digimon, but to fully evaluate whether this card is good, I'd have to take a look at the 2 level 5s. With Palmon, this is the searcher of the version 4 trait cards, meaning Agumon, Gabumon, and Patamon have assembled all the colors, with Negamon taking black, and version 5 to be completed. Kuwagamon is yet another component to add to Kimeramon, and is one of the few green Digimon with training. Like Kunmon, it follows the same inheritable of piercing, but again, it's debatable on whether that's useful. With Kimeramon, maybe? But outside of Kimeramon, I'm not convinced. On play and when attacking, by placing 1 card face down as this Digimon's bottom Digivolution card, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. It can't unsuspend in their next unsuspend phase. Seem familiar? This felt like it took elements of EX9 and the promo, but tacked on the training elements. Monochromon obligatory has blocker because it's a black card, and it also has the training effect. However, on play and when attacking, by placing 1 card in your hand face down as this Digimon's bottom Digivolution card, you get to de-digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon. There's so many level 4 targets in this set that it panders directly to Kimeramon's makeup. Though interestingly, I think it's funny that ogremon was excluded from being a level 4. Digitamamon's the next Digivolution reducer, similar to etemon but digivolves off nanimon. This Digimon has Scapegoat and a when digivolving when attacking effect, where once per turn by trashing this Digimon's bottom face down card, you may play 1 playcost 4 or lower DM trait card from your trash without paying the cost. Additionally, this Digimon provides alliance for its inheritable. Digitamamon combined explicitly with Nanimon definitely has the application with its effect now, but I'm curious how version 4 will ultimately function. With Megadramon, this last cyborg follows the same pattern as every cyborg we've seen so far, though this one has an on-play and when digivolving effect, whereby placing 1 Digimon card from your trash face down as this Digimon's bottom Digivolution card, delete 2 of your opponent's playcost 4 or lower Digimon. For each of this Digimon's face down cards, you increase the effect's playcost by 1. So immediately, digivolving into this, you will be able to delete 5 play costs. The question is, can you get to 7, which is typically the magic number to delete level 5s, or even level 6 Blast Evo Digimon? The inheritable for this is an end of attack. Once per turn by unsuspending this Digimon, delete 1 of your Digimon with the lowest level. I feel like I'm missing a reason why you'd be unsuspending by yeeting itself or another Digimon, but okay. And the last card for today's set review episode is going to be Titamon Ace. This Digimon also has Scapegoat, but an on-play and when digivolving effect that lets you play 1 level 4 or lower DM trait card from your trash without paying the cost. But the kicker, all turns, all of your version 4 trait Digimon gain blocker and retaliation. This is going to be a dumb pitch, but is it possible to do Mervamon with Titamon Ace? Wouldn't that just be funny to a certain degree? All in all, the cards of EX9 have all been completely revealed at this point, but without having playtested them, I don't think it's fair to say that the set is a dud in any way, shape, or form. The art is still fantastic, and now it's just a matter of effects and testing. Generally, what are your thoughts on some of the version 3 and 4 cards? Which ones will you be tinkering with in current builds, and why? Tomorrow I'll conclude EX9 set review cards with everything else, and hopefully drop 2 opinion discussion pieces as well before the week is over. This is DIGI-PANDA, logging out.